Is that a joke? If that's a joke, you better get better. If that's your first joke of the night.
Only in
Set the bar pretty low.
Only in Flint can the power go out from 3 raindrops. I'm gonna use the mic anyway. I told my legions of fans I'd be on the mic tonight. I don't want to be a liar.
There you go.
So I'm gonna use that as a prop.
You can use it as a telephone.
Yeah, so it's good to be here tonight, man. Good to be doing some stand-up comedy. It's a good de-stressor for me. I feel like I'm always stressed out. I don't want to take any medication for it, though, because I feel like there are too many people on medication these days. I feel like we should focus more on natural remedies. So I was actually researching that recently, and I learned some cool stuff. Like, for instance, I learned that watching a beaver eat can lower stress by 17%, which is interesting because actually eating beaver lowers stress by twice as much. Yeah, thought that was weird. Yeah, so my wife and I, we live in Flint. We used to live out in the country. There are always a lot of animals around when we lived out there, which made my wife happy. I'd be at work, she'd call me up all excited. She'd be like, honey, I just saw a deer. I'd be like, oh yeah, what did it look like? She'd be like, it was big and brown, had a white tail, and had a couple of babies with it. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Well, now we live in Flint, and there aren't too many animals around, but I still get the phone calls. She'd be like, honey, I just saw a crackhead. I'm like, oh yeah? She's like, yeah, it ran through the backyard. I'm like, oh, well, what did it look like? She'd be like, it had dark skin and one shoe, and it didn't look aggressive. I think it was scared. I'm like, oh yeah? She's like, yeah, and there was a hooker out in front of the house. It was pale and skinny, and I was surprised to see it because it's only May, and the field guide says they don't come out until June. Yeah, so natural disasters are on the rise. Did y'all know that? Yeah, man, people are all freaking out about it. But for me, it's like a natural disaster. There's like a fine line between a natural disaster being a horrible thing and it being a good thing. Like, take a tsunami, for example. A tsunami is a giant wave of destructive water, right? But what if it was like a giant wave of something good? Like a giant wave of vaginas. Like, you'd have a lot of happy guys, right? Instead of running away from it, you'd have like thousands of guys lined up on the beach just waiting for it to get there, right? They'd have a dude up on top of a building with like a megaphone and some binoculars. He'd be like, tsunami almost here. 3, 2, 1, contacto. Guys would be like,
Oh my God. It's so...
Like volcanoes, there's another one, right? The only reason a volcano is bad is because of all the lava and shit that shoots out of it, right? But what if something good shot out of it? Like dicks. There'd be a lot of happy women, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Women be running around trying to catch a dick in their mouth. Yeah, man, they'd be cramming them in their pockets, fighting over the big ones, ripping each other's weeds out. Be a mess. Yeah, so natural disasters are on the rise. Sexual harassment, that's also on the rise. And that one kind of surprised me, though, because I thought that whole Me Too movement would have slowed that down some. You guys remember that movement? I was a big supporter of that. But there was always something about it that just sort of rubbed me the wrong way. And that's how some of these women refer to themselves as survivors, right? Even for the mildest form of sexual harassment. You know, because surviving something implies that you experienced something that could have killed you, right? And in my opinion, having your ass grabbed shouldn't qualify you as a survivor. Can you imagine some of these women in a support group? Like, all right, imagine this. Thank you for coming tonight. We have some new members. First, I'd like to introduce Hans. Hans, why are you here? Hello, I'm Hans. I was in a plane that was hijacked and crashed into the side of the mountain. I escaped the wreckage with third-degree burns on 40% of my body, and they had to sew my legs back on. Thank you, Hans. Next, we have Keith. Keith, why are you here? Hey, y'all, I'm Keith. I was in a carjacking. I was shot in the head, neck, chest, and upper thigh areas. I lost 3 pints of blood and had to learn how to talk, walk, and milk cows again. Thank you, Keith. Next, we have Chelsea. Chelsea, why are you here? I'm Chelsea, and I'm here because my boss told me I'm hot. Chelsea is not a survivor. I am a survivor. That's right. I survived 2 very dangerous open heart surgeries, and I have the scar on my chest to prove it. Hey, I'm talking up here.
Very funny.
Yeah, you don't have to listen. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. That's fine. Hey, this is comedy. If you don't like it, you don't got to be here.
Bullshit.
All right. Well, hey, you don't got to be here.
Finish your act.
You don't
Finish your
got to be here.
act.
Yeah, this is actually real comedy.
Yeah, finish your act.
Hey, will you, somebody stick something in her mouth. My zipper's stuck.
Chris, finish your act.
Anyway.
Finish your act. Finish your act.
I tried to be respectful to everybody else that was up here.
Yeah.
But then we got people that come in like that. I don't know why. Go back to the trailer park, man.
Yeah.
Chris, talk about your heart. Go ahead.
So anyway, as I was saying, after my first surgery, I met this chick online. She said she had a zipper fetish. I was like, sweet. So I invited her back to my house, and we had a couple of drinks, and I took off my shirt, and she puked. Wrong kind of zipper, I guess. Yeah, but I had my aortic valve replaced, and now I got one from a pig. Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Shut the fuck up. Did you hear that? Did you hear that part? Shut the